Hey y'all, El Che here. Welcome back to Che's Forge. Man, it's so nice to be back home. But being that tech guy, that also means back to work. I arrived to so many boxes that I had ordered, but these are the ones I was waiting for the most. Today I'll be putting together for you guys a work from home PC for about $350. Let's go. If you guys remember from the video here, I used my sister's Dell to show you guys how to add storage to any PC. She's been complaining about it acting up and slowing down, and so it's time for some change. Her current PC is a Dell 8700. It's running a 4th gen Intel i7 4770 CPU at 3.4 gigahertz. It has an awkward 12 gig DDR3 configuration, 2 sticks of 4 gigs and 2 sticks of 2 gigs. It's a little weird. A GTX 645 GPU with 576 CUDA cores, 823 megahertz base clock, 1024 megabytes of memory on GDDR5, and 128-bit bus. It has a max resolution of 1600 by 900. And here's what we'll be moving her to: a Ryzen 3200G at 3.6 hertz, 16 gigs of DDR4 memory at 3000 megahertz. That will be running dual channel. That means 2 RAM sticks. It'll be using 8 EVGA cores that come integrated into the CPU, which has 512 cores, a base clock of 300 hertz, and also a max resolution of 1600 by 900. It will all be on this Asrock B450 motherboard. Nothing special, it's a micro ATX board, which means it's on the smaller side. The typical sizes are mini ITX, micro ITX, and standard ATX. Think of them as your tall, grande, and venti. I used to get confused when I order coffee, so it's okay if you don't get this at first. She gets to keep all of her stuff from her 1 terabyte hard drive, but now her boot device will be this HP SSD, which should give her a nice jump in boot speed and can also move her files and more important programs she uses most often to load faster. All powered by the EVGA 450BR, a 450 watt, 80 plus bronze certified power supply. We don't have a dedicated GPU or separate graphics card from the CPU in this build now, as it's already going to be an improvement on what she's currently running. But we can definitely add one in the future that fits this build. All of this will be going inside a new case as well, a Fractal Design Core 1100 Micro ATX Mini Tower. I wanted to keep the same office feel to the build while still looking newer and not taking anything away from it, just adding to it. So that we have all the parts, let's put this thing together. Always build as much as you can out of the case, such as adding the CPU, RAM, and CPU heatsink to the motherboard. I recommend to try to boot into the BIOS outside of the case like so to ensure that all the parts are playing nice, you know, working. Next, we add the motherboard with all the things we added to it. For this build, we'll be adding the power supply next. If you have some zip ties, these metal ties, or some Velcro straps, use them to keep everything tidy. We place the SSD and transfer the hard drive from the old PC to this one. Make all the connections from the power supply to the motherboard and drives, from the drives to the motherboard, and last, from the PC to the motherboard. we make sure we keep our wires nice and tidy to ensure that we get a like on this video. Okay, we booted to the BIOS. Now go ahead and grab your Windows USB. If you need one, you can learn how to make one here. Wow, this feels like deja vu all over again. Go ahead and run through the install process. And we made it to the desktop. I'll do some testing on the old PC versus this new system. I think it's gonna be a really nice upgrade for my sister, and it also can be a nice upgrade for you. I included the PC part pickers list down below. Try saying that 3 times really fast. As well as some Amazon affiliate links to all the parts that I used for this build. I'll have her give me an update on how it's actually running, because really that's more important. More than any graphs or anything I can show you guys can really show, it's really how it feels to her. So subscribe to see that and more future videos. Like always, stay healthy, stay safe. Elche out. So same computer specs from a big box, but $450 starting price. I just don't think I can buy another pre-built and keep it anymore. I enjoy putting a PC together too much, and I mean, you get to save.